welcome back to another video. If you've been following the journey, we've been out with the Ultra 4 boys. I went to look at their off-roader. This now is the Ultra 4 race at what we class as Witworth Quarry in Rochdale, Greater Manchester. And this place is spectacular. It's amazing. Just look at this. It is, what an amazing place. It's a huge quarry. Down here, where it says alive, that's the start finished area. Then you basically race around, off you pop, all up and down. But what he's got in me is, and I'm going to walk down there, there's a whiteboard. I don't know if you can see it, that whiteboard. That there is a joker lap. So if you know stuff like rallycross, the joker lap is you have to do one circuit around that per race. You have to do one at least. But this one goes, it turns over all this bump and up that giant steep hill. Some of these hills, look at that one there, it is absolutely enormous. So they're just setting up, looking forward to having a go in this, getting muddy, getting the race suit on. Should be interesting. Let's see what the day brings. So I know on videos it's very hard to get something like perspective, size, speed. I'm going to show you a bit of perspective now of the size of some of these hills that these lads are going to drive over. So this is one of the rocks to put it in perspective, the size of this thing. And these are the rocks they're climbing over in them Ultra 4 off-roaders. This is going to be an experience. Look at the size of the hill behind it that we've got to climb. This is the giant hill off the joker lap which they have to go over. Now this stuff you can half go, you know, the rocks are still significantly large, you know, they're big as your hand, and then it goes all the way up, and them things are as big as the one I've just stood next to. Why anyone thinks they can race up there at 30-40 mile an hour and get over it in one piece. Let's walk back to the pits, let's get suited and booted, and let's have a laugh and watch this go. So when you last saw this, it was all nice, prim, proper, clean and tidy. He's done one event, and let's just say he's got some battle scars, but I suppose you can't be too precious over these things, because just looking at the course, I'm surprised these things stay together. So again, like any type of racing event, scrutinising. So basically the car's getting a once over, make sure all the safety equipment's in order, because if you've seen the quarry, you can understand safety equipment's quite important on these. So they're just giving it a good once over, and then we'll be able to go out and do some qualifying. Tech inspection done, let's go and get suited and booted, and let's get out. Now, my race suit is absolutely spotless, as well as my helmet. I don't think it's gonna last the qualifying. What's gonna upset me is my helmet's a beautiful clean carbon steel, and it's going to get caked in mud. Luckily, I've been able to borrow a race suit, so I don't have to get my manky. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to be absolutely covered in yeah. It's going to be a good laugh. So let me talk about what I'm saying when I'm bracing myself is, obviously you're strapped in, hands device, can't really move, you've got your handle grip here and your feet here. So what your natural reaction is to do is, because you can feel your bum wavering and thinking you're going to tip over because you're used to track days, you're gripping on hard, pushing your feet on to lock yourself into the seat. And to be fair, it's the worst thing you can do in this, because it does churn your stomach. But inside, yeah, God knows how this is going to go, but it looks awesome. the GoPro will probably show you, we basically did a recce lap because we're running late, didn't really walk the course, basically see what the course was like. Now, after doing just that little course, I realised I could not hold the GoPro in there whilst we're going round. And I'll tell you something, there's a newfound respect for this kind of racing. That is something else. My body's aching, my neck's aching, my legs are aching. Because you kind of like, you're used to bracing yourself for impact if you're crashing. I'm bracing myself constantly on the full lap. But bloody hell, how them boys get over that surface at that speed, I don't know. Because I'll tell you now, I could walk the thing, never mind race it, but my God, very, very impressed, very, very overwhelmed. That was well worth the experience. So we've just looked at the lap timing. We actually came first in qualifying. So they're all laughing because if you watch the video of the in-car, we went the complete wrong route. So where you see us pull up and turn left and go that giant hill, we're not supposed to go that way, but we got lost. So the little test lap was 6 minutes something or other. But then the next two, I think, was a 2:05 and a 2:01, which put him #1 qualifier. So this is the one I've just walked down. This is now like the queue now to come down. And I promise you now, that probably looks not as steep as it is when you're walking down. But they're all lining up now to do basically this sprinting. So I've just arrived late for day 2. And as you can see, it's not looking clever. We just changed tyres and oils and fill. These guys are taking the flipping, what looks like transfer box out. There's an hammer and chisel going on. And I think a MIG welder's coming out to bodge it. But I'm sure they'll be out this afternoon. So they finally get off. So to explain what they've done, that's now, you can see it, it's got a spline. So obviously the shaft, which is this part, slides on like a little adapter with that part on the end. So as part of the race, they've twisted this end off, then they cut it all off to get it out of the way, but then this part was welded itself onto the gearbox end. They've had to split down the centre and chisel to get it off. So they should be successfully, no real damage there, and they'll be back out this afternoon to race. So this is quite interesting. So as part of the actual race, obviously they're going over this horrendous course. If they get stuck, they're allowed to winch themselves out because it's a time event. So let's say they give you an hour and it's the most laps wins. So if you get stuck, you can take as long as you want to get out. You're just going to lose number of laps. So this is what these boys are doing now, pulling the winch out to pull themselves free. So as I listened to the intro, you've literally got to drive around people. So it's looking like this guy's doing his joking lap and he's got to drive around these boys. Let's see this now go around. This is going to be epic. So to put it in perspective, they've lost a wheel, I think a bearing's collapsed, they've ran back to the pits, got a spare half shaft, oil, sledgehammer, guns, everything, because obviously it's the number of laps. If the winning number is 5 and they're on 4 and they've still got 20 minutes and they can fix it in 10, still gives them enough time to potentially get an additional lap in. On, winch off, back in the race. Very impressed with that. Wow. So we're all fixed, ready to go out for the race. Looking forward to watching this one. Agree, something interesting, something different to bring to the channel. It's been an adventure, really has, really enjoyed it. Newfound respect for these guys because them cars take a beating. They go places where I never even thought they would even make it, never mind at speed. So it's been an adventure. If you've got an event or something different, some kind of racing that I've never ever seen or done, something interesting like tractor pulling, I don't know, lawnmower racing, you name it, get in touch because I'd love to come and watch. We'll sign this one off. I hope you've all enjoyed something different and I'll see you all on the next video.